how's it going? Make sure everything's working good. Okay, looks like it's working. Sorry. I always have to check for sound. I've always had issues where sound doesn't work, but today it's working. I'm gonna click a few things here. Change this one. Change this thing. Chapter 1. You know what? Let's call it Homework 1.6 for the information. Cool. Okay, hopefully that saves on the video. Sometimes it doesn't save on the video. Okay, cool, guys. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some algebra. I apologize if you hear little girl sounds in the background because my kids are playing with toys, and they might make noise, but hopefully it's not too distracting. That's okay. It should be a quick assignment. So, all right, I got my homework up here in the background, and I'm gonna minimize this screen here so you don't have to see my giant face in the way the whole time. This should be better now. All right. So as you can see, I got Alex open here, and I also have a tab of Desmos open. You'll also notice in the corner it says Caden, so I appreciate if you guys. Oh, I'm gonna be using Caden, so tell Caden that I appreciate this guy for letting me use his thing. I don't think I asked him for permission, so I'm just gonna do it. It's okay. I can't make an account for me, so I gotta use his. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do homework 1.6. Should be a quick one. Now keep in mind, I'm not going to have the exact same questions as you per se, but the idea is that by, I don't know, watching this, hopefully you get the gist of what to do. The good news is these first assignments here are not very difficult, so it shouldn't be terrible for you. Okay, so it says plot the point 4, -6. You know, you got to click on this little button right here, and then plot a point on the graph. Over 4, down 6. The first point is the x value, and the second point is the y value. I do want to show you this. Let me separate this here. So if you're using Desmos, Desmos can plot points for you. So like if you really want to like make sure you're right before you hit submit or whatever, Desmos will show you this is over 4 and down 6. Oh, that might be a little hard to see from my face, so I'll put it on the left side of the screen there too. So over 4, oh, printers and scanners. All right, over 4 and down 6. So there you go. So you can use that. You can use Desmos to kind of show you where it is. I'm not going to do that for every problem. That's kind of lame, but I'm just going to show you that's an option. So, by the way, they used to have a button here that said explanation. I guess maybe they don't. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's news to me. So here you go. They have an explanation button, an example button, and then a message button, which I think takes you to a page where you can like message me. I mean, I'm not liable to notice it for a while, but if you hit either of these two things, it should be able to either explain the concept to you or show you a full worked out example. I mean, on this, you're probably not going to need it, but when you are done, you can hit check, or you can click number 2 to keep going to the next problem. They didn't have check on this last year, so last year the way this worked was you didn't have a chance to check. You just had to submit assignments. So now it's nice that you can check and be sure you're right before you move on. If you do get it wrong, it does give you a few opportunities to get it right. But, you know, there you go. So this is left 1, down 6. I'll hit check. I'll just check each time. Might as well, right? Continue. -2, -4. So that's a left 2 and a down 4. Hopefully you got all that. Hey, look, 5 viewers. Thanks, guys, for watching, I guess. Anybody say anything in the chat? Nah, nobody said anything in the chat yet. That's alright. Alright, this next one is the domain and the range. So for the domain and the range, you got to put a little bracket box like I did. Now for the domain, you need all the x values. So x is left and right. Be very careful. So I did notice people today when I was helping them in class do a thing where the x values and the y values, they got confused, especially for ones that were on an axis. So for the x values of the domain, that would be left 3. Oh my gosh, I'm talking about cousins over here. Alright, we got -1. That's left. It's left 1, so that's -1. And I will say there's another one that's left 1, but if you see a repeat of the same domain or range, you don't need to write it twice. So I'm not going to write another -1. Then there's 3. So I had a left 3. That's how far left this one was. 2 that are left 1, and 1 that was right 3. Well, hold on just one little second. Can I finish my video first? Do you want to see the people in the video? Let's see if you can see yourself. Okay, but I have to talk, so no talking, okay? Alright, so then after you write the domain, you go to the range. So the range is the y values. I like to start from the bottom. So this one is down 2, so it says -2. So in my first bracket here, I'll type -2. Then the next one is this one over here. It looks on the right, but remember, we're not thinking about how right it is. We're thinking about how up and down it is. So it's down 1. Then we have one that's on the axis. Be careful of those ones. A lot of people get tempted to write -1 because they see the dot right next to it. It is not -1, it is 0. 0 is how high it is. It's not up or down, it's just 0. And then we have this one that is up 3. So be careful on these, left and right for the domain. Don't even think about how high or low it is. Just think how far left it is. In fact, what you could do is, like, I wish I could show you with my hand on the screen, but like pretend the top half of the screen pretend like nothing exists besides how far left and right is. Pretend the y-axis is non-existent. And then for the range, pretend the x-axis is non-existent. It's hard to show on screen. I only have a mouse to work with. So pretend this y-axis doesn't even exist. Just this x one. Left 3, left 1, right 3. Boom. Then for the range, no x-axis. So we have a down 2, down 1, 0, and 3. I got another girl in here. Do you want to see yourself on the screen, other girl? Isabel? Ah! Alright. Alright, we got that one right, so we're going to continue. I'm going to keep doing another one like this. So, domain, how far left and right? So, left 3. Alright. No singing. I got to do a special lesson, okay? Alright, so left 3. This one is right 1. These ones are right 4. They're both right 4, so I don't need to do it twice. Then for the range is down 3. 0, like that isn't up or down. Okay. Oh, do you want to sit on here for a little while? Alright. Alright, so down 0 up, 0 down, up 2, and up 4. That was it? Okay. Yay! Alright. Down you go. Go play with your sister, and I'll be right out there. Alright. Next problem. Sorry, you had to hear the ABCs in case you didn't know. That was part of your learning experience too. Alright, these ones do not have a graph, but they give you some points. You're still doing the same thing. You're going to write a set of numbers in a bracket. Here it's maybe easier? I don't know. The domain is the x values. So if you want, you can just run through and type them as you see it. So the first x value is 6. The next one is -6. The next one is -3. Notice I did not write from least to greatest. If you were in class today, you would have seen that I wrote them from least to greatest. So this would have been almost the right order if I put the +6 down at the end. It doesn't matter, I think, on these ones. They won't mark you wrong if you don't put it in order. So if you want, just run through and go x value, x value, x value. Then for the range, the first y value is 1. The second y value is -3. And the last y value is also 1. So if you get a repeat, you don't need to write it again. So I had 1, -3, and another 1. So I'm not going to write anything extra. Okay, let's see if it works if I do it out of order. I'm pretty sure it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So if you want to be a try-hard, you can put them in order, which is appropriate to do. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But if you want to do it out of order, it's okay too. Okay, next one. Same thing. We got 4 points this time. So the domain is the x value. So we got -3. Pointing with my mouse here. We got -1. We got 0. And we got 2. Don't forget to include 0. I know 0 doesn't seem like it's valuable in most math situations, but it is here for domain and range. The range, -3, 2, 1, -1. There was no repeats on any of these, so I wrote out all 4 numbers each time. I'm going to hit check. Alright, I haven't missed any yet. I have, on occasion, missed a problem. Probably because I overlooked something and went too fast. It makes sense. It happens. Alright, next we have graphs. Now in class today we did things where we had to look at graphs and interpret like what was going on. these graphs have like details like number values and more than just one metric on the bottom. Like in class it would have been like visitors versus day, but had no numbers and had no days or something like that. And we had to make up like a story for it. These ones aren't like that exactly, but I try to get as close as I could. So this one, just looking at the graph and thinking about it. So which was the greatest number of visitors in a day? So, you know, in this case, you would look at the graph and be like, okay, this is the highest one. This is between 340 and 350, which is 345. Like, I'm assuming this is counted by fives based on how they're spaced here. Okay, just use your judgment. Your problem might not be counting by fives. It might be counted by, like, twos or something. I don't know. When did the number of visitors have the greatest decrease? This is when you're looking for the biggest fall between 2 points. So the biggest, like this first set between Thursday and Friday does have a drop, but Friday and Saturday has a bigger drop. So I'll say Friday to Saturday. The rest of these have increases, so those will not count. The key thing to compare it with the class lesson is to know that like it goes down up until Saturday, and then it goes up. Like if we were describing this like neutrally, we'd be like, okay, visitors at the museum. So Thursday and Friday had a lot of visitors. Maybe it was the end of the week, and then Saturday, like these are school kids doing like a field trip or something. And then Saturday there was much less visitors, but then it started to pick up again for the next week. And who knows? Maybe it goes back up high every Thursday and Friday. I have no idea. They didn't give me all that information. But I do just need to like notice like what is the highest thing and what's the biggest drop on this one. Now your problem could ask a different like question than that. Like, I don't know. I have no idea what the capacity of these questions are, but let's just see what the next one is. What's the greatest number of visitors in a day on this one? Oh boy. Hey, look, the same kind of question. Wow, they really switch it up on me here. Most is Monday, and Monday is between 210 and 220, so I'm assuming 215. And then when did it have the greatest decrease? Okay, fine. There are a couple decreases, Friday to Saturday, and then Monday to Tuesday. But Monday to Tuesday, you can see, is a much bigger drop. So big drop between Monday and Tuesday. So I will pick that. Wow, I got it right. Next. What was the greatest number of orders in a month? So let's see. Looking at this, the highest one is June, and that's between 2,400 and 2,500, so I'll go 2,450. Makes sense that it would go up by 50 between. When did it have the greatest decrease? I wonder if everybody got these questions where it's like that, which one was the highest and which one was the decrease. I don't know. Maybe yours will say when was it the lowest and what was the greatest increase. I mean, like how much different could it be? You know what I mean? So you're probably looking at some pretty similar questions. Just keep in mind, mine had the greatest one and then the decrease, which is probably not necessarily what you're going to get each time either. I have no idea. Alright, when you're done, please make sure you do this. I can't confirm right here, but I'm pretty sure you have to hit Submit Assignment for it to go in. Well, it'll automatically submit once it hits the due date based on where you're at, so I guess I could just close this and it would count, but I'm going to hit Submit Assignment. That confirms you're ready to go, and it gives you a score. And if anything was wrong, just showing you guys here for the first time, if anything happened to be wrong, you'd click Quick Retake, and it'll show you what problems you had right and wrong and allow you to adjust the wrong ones until you're right and get all the points back that you were entitled to for what you missed. You could hit Report here as well, and this also shows you what you got right and wrong. And if you were wrong, it would explain like what makes it right. For example, let me show you number 4 maybe. This is the answer they intended. Notice they used least to greatest, but it didn't mark me wrong for doing it differently. When we get to more like, you know, advanced stuff that actually has work, this stuff is capable of showing you the work. The things we're doing right now like don't really require work. It just requires like knowledge, I guess, of what's going on. Okay, so there you go. Attempt number 1, 100%. Woohoo! Fantastic. That's all I got to say about that. I hope you enjoyed that lesson, and it was not nearly as long as the last one. So we'll call it good and be on our merry way. And we'll see you next time.